This video today, this might be one of those instances where I'm in the minority. 95% of the time when I'm reading through the comment section here on YouTube, the vast majority of you guys are agreeing with me. But this one today, it might fall into that 5 or 10% of the time where most of you guys are not going to agree with what I'm about to say. Now, I could be wrong. YouTube is unpredictable a lot of the time. The other day, when I was making that Bethany Hamilton video, I thought it'd be lucky to get 10,000 views. Last I checked, it was almost at 130,000, so I could be wrong. You guys might see where I'm coming from here, but I have my doubts. I am often critical of LeBron James when we discuss him here on the channel. It's rare that I come to his defense. I think the last time I defended LeBron was when that female podcaster was floating rumors that he was cheating on his wife. Rumors that had absolutely no basis in fact. It was 100% hearsay and conjecture. One thing I have never taken away from LeBron James, he is dedicated to his family. Black men are often criticized for having kids then refusing to raise them. LeBron has been present in the lives of his children since day one. Tuesday night, LeBron surpassed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, setting the all-time scoring record in the NBA. Now, I might not agree with anything LeBron says politically. I don't think he knows shit about politics. I might think that LeBron is starving for attention, making situations that have nothing to do with him all about LeBron James. But when it comes to his accomplishments on the court, I have a lot of respect for LeBron James. One of the biggest complaints with modern NBA players is their refusal to play games during the regular season. 13 out of 19 completed years, LeBron has played over 70 games. He didn't start missing games consistently during the regular season until his mid-30s. At 38 years old, he's still playing over 36 minutes every night. After breaking Kareem's scoring record, the NBA paused the game Tuesday night to honor LeBron James. He gave a short speech where he thanked the fans, his family, the late great David Stern. He even showed his appreciation for Adam Silver. Me personally, I think Adam Silver has been a disaster for the NBA, but I can understand why LeBron appreciates him. Adam Silver has given all the power in the league to the players. In every other business, the billionaires have more power than the millionaires. Not in the NBA, employers are forced to bend their knee to their employees. LeBron, he gives his speech. Now, this should be a moment of celebration, a positive moment for the NBA. Right now, with star players missing half the regular season, I doubt this record is broken in my lifetime, and I expect to live at least another 100 years. Now, there are some in the media trying to ruin the moment. There was one word in LeBron's speech that triggered some of the softies in the mainstream media. Hopefully, they will allow this video to go through without hitting me with a copyright, but watch it for yourself.
Man, everybody that's ever been a part of this run with me the last 20 years, 20 plus years, I just want to say I thank you so much because I wouldn't be me without y'all. All y'all help, all y'all passion, all y'all sacrifices helped me get to this point. And to the NBA, to Adam Silver, to the late, great David Stern, I thank you guys so much for allowing me to be a part of something I've always dreamed about. And I would never, ever, in a million years, dreamt this even better than what it is tonight. So, fuck, man. Thank you, guys.
Did you catch it? Did you catch the trigger word? If you Google this speech, every media outlet is focusing on the same word. LeBron James said fuck on national television. Oh my God! You cannot say fuck on national TV! Dude, get over it. Look, I understand time and place. I understand knowing your environment, knowing your audience. I understand there was probably young children watching this game. But number one, if your 7-year-old was watching this on live TV, that is your fault. If you don't live on the West Coast, little Tommy, he should have been asleep when the record was broken. It was damn near midnight on the East Coast. Number two, one thing I mention a lot here on the channel is authenticity. The fact that America is starving for authenticity. We are presented with so much fakeness every day. Fake outrage, fake emotion, fake women walking the streets with fake ass, fake lips. The only thing real about them is the propeller in their pants. You watch a lot of these press conferences in sports. It's rare for us to get real answers. It's rare that we witness raw emotion. Go watch a Bill Belichick press conference. Nothing but coach speak. Tom Brady, same thing. But in those big moments, making it to the Super Bowl, winning the NBA Finals, or in this case, LeBron breaking the all-time scoring record, we get to see real emotion. That's exactly what we saw Tuesday night with LeBron James. This wasn't some speech filled with expletives. The guy got caught up in the moment. The words slipped out. This should be no big deal. But it was a very big deal to the trio of huge embarrassing failures on ESPN radio in New York City. Michael Kay, Don LaGreca, and Peter Beater Rosenberg. ESPN radio in New York. It was the only ship in the woke sea that heard the panic calls coming from CNN. They rushed to CNN's rescue only to have CNN, the Titanic, sink ESPN radio right to the bottom of the woke sea with them. Over the last few years, Michael Kay went from dominating the ratings in New York City to ranking 14th in the market. The show is an unmitigated disaster, with Michael Kay actually rumored to be jumping off this sinking ship when his contract ends in September. Yesterday afternoon, the trio of failure, they were discussing the speech given by LeBron James. Instead of celebrating the moment, they decided to focus on the one word that triggered them. I don't understand why this is being so overblown and made into a big deal. Maybe I'm different. Fuck is a word that's part of my daily vocabulary. Fuck was the first word I ever learned up in the 3rd grade flipping the gym teacher the bird. I wonder how many of you guys will know what song I just stole that line from. But anyway, check out the reaction from Michael Kay and the Peter Beater. Roll the film.
Because we don't curse like that in the house. So all of a sudden, this guy's just cavalierly dropping the F-bomb. You don't have a kid. It's wrong. LeBron is better than that. LeBron is a really erudite guy. He doesn't need to fall on the F word. I didn't like it when David Ortiz did it in the Boston Strong thing.
But listen, I have kids, Michael, and I completely hear what you're saying. But it bothers me even beyond the sensitivity of the word and the people that might be offended by it and the kids that might pick it up. It's just not a classy thing to do. I mean, it's a big moment. It's an historic moment.
Yeah, they can't replay that part.
No.
That's going to live forever, Peter. Like, we're going to remember that speech. If you're an NBA fan, LeBron fan, that's going to live forever. That's part of his legacy. That is going to be in the video obit.
For the record, though, we here at ESPN broadcast UFC, everything. Every post-fight in UFC, they're cursing nonstop. And by the way, I'm not that old, and I'm literally a fan of hip-hop that is completely vulgar and have no problem with it. That's what you're listening to in your private time.
Right.
You play radio edits. You play cleans on the radio, and in private you listen to. I'm not sensitive when it comes to those words. But I truly feel that for me, and this may sound super old school, I won't take UFC 100% to the most serious level of sports till they stop doing that.
But
these guys are part of the mainstream media. They know how simple it is to remove one word through the editing process. They are sitting there pretending like LeBron James just robbed society of some historical moment. He said the word during the final seconds of his speech. Nothing he said afterwards was relevant. His legacy's not tarnished. When the NBA creates video packages of LeBron's career, it's very simple to just leave that part out. This will be forgotten by next week. Now, was it a classy thing to say? I mean, even though it doesn't bother me, I will give them that. It wasn't classy, but it was real. I will take authenticity over class every day. It was a real, honest reaction in the moment from LeBron James. Now, I understand not wanting your kids to hear the F word, but some of these shit fucks in the media making a big deal over LeBron James saying fuck on live television, they're the same ones pushing the teaching of critical race theory or the adventures of Tran Dan on elementary school children. I don't know about you guys, but I would rather my 7-year-old hear the F word than be taught that it's okay to remove the appendage responsible for acting the word out. Michael Kay criticized LeBron for not having a feel for what's going on. The insinuation here is to watch what you're saying. I couldn't disagree more. That's one of the biggest problems in this country. Too many people are editing themselves. They're careful with their words. To hell with all that. I want your honest reaction. In big moments, I want to know how you really feel. Not everything is meant to be pretty and clean. Not everything is meant to be polished and nice. Which leads me to the Peter Beater, because I thought his reaction was the most interesting. Peter Rosenberg brought up the UFC. He said, I will never take the UFC seriously because the fighters curse so much. In the post-fight interviews, they use coarse, foul language. It interrupts my wanker spanking. Please, please, ESPN, make them stop. I'm not sure if the Peter Beater knows this. UFC is a combat sport. It's the most physical sport in the country. For 3 to 5 rounds, 2 guys are in the octagon beating the shit out of each other. Leading up to the event, the fighters are responsible for hyping up the fight, convincing fans to part with their money to watch them beat the hell out of each other. There's a huge difference between, I'm gonna spank your booty, mister, and I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. There's a huge, huge difference. One is authentic, the other is classy. Which do you prefer? Part of the allure of UFC is the shit-talking between the fighters. For die-hard UFC fans, they can watch 2 guys in the octagon fight each other. But for casual fans like me who don't get into the technicalities of fighting, it's boring. But you put 2 guys in the octagon who have been talking shit for weeks, who have personal animosity towards each other, plenty of backstory, I'll pay to watch that fight. I have referenced this before, but back in the 90s, the WWF, WCW, they were in a heated wrestling war for television ratings. WWF eventually won the war, but if you've ever watched documentaries as to why they won, you'll hear most experts mention the same thing. Standards and practices. WCW had to abide by corporate guidelines. They were not allowed to curse. They weren't allowed to use certain words. When a guy hit his opponent with a foreign object, they had to call it an international object. Instead of ass, they had to say butt. Instead of saying, I'll beat the crap out of you, they had to say, I'm going to beat you up badly. It came across as completely inauthentic. It was highly produced fake garbage, while the WWF product was more based in reality. At the end of the day, it's just a word. The last I checked, the word fuck has never hurt anyone. I don't understand this fake outrage in the media towards LeBron James, but like I said, maybe I'm the one in the minority here. Give me your thoughts. Were you triggered? Were you offended? Were you outraged because LeBron James let the F word slip during his emotional speech? Let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.